Venus in first house. The planet Venus is perceived to be one of the most benefic presents in the Indian astrological arena, as it is the giver of all the comforts and materialistic pleasures to the human lives. Venus in Ascendant is the giver of charm and grace in the appearance of the person, along with the judiciary and social blend in the native. Presence of Venus in Ascendant or first house of the horoscope chart would make them appear truly friendly in their attitude, besides which they would carry a natural attraction and would be admired by many around for their pleasant manners and down-to-earth nature. The natives of Venus in first house are very simple at the core, while they are endowed with an artistic blend for being creative and possess a special inclination towards the natural beauty, art and music, besides which they are very soft at heart, but they are efficient enough to make a balance in between their practical vision and emotional core. On the other part, the natives of Venus in first house hide their emotional core well inside, but they truly seek for the similar core to share their lives, which could make them quite hasty in making relations, especially the love bonds for which they are perceived to be dependent upon their life partners. The natives of Venus in Ascendant or first house are very calm at appearance and seek for peace in life, besides which they are well known for their judiciary and righteous approach, which keeps them over the moral and true path even during the difficult times. They are true optimists and see life with a positive vision, as they would call everything as good, which further makes them diplomatic in their approach. The natives with Venus in Ascendant are born humanitarian souls who would do good to everyone around and are truly generous and warm in their attitude. These natives are true explorers and pioneers and are born courageous personas who would never stay back from taking risk or first step while leaving the path behind for followers. On the other part, they are winners of arguments, as they will triumph over you through their words. These people with Venus in first house are endowed with strong intellect and intelligence, but they are not deep hard workers, as they are the souls from the arena of comfort and luxuries. In the end, they are believed to be bestowed with immense fortune and are the believers of happily spending all the moments of life. Venus in Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so naturally, this position brings positive results. Due to the influence of the water element, the personality of Venus in Pisces people runs deep, much like a river. Like the ebb and flow in the water, people with displacement also experience moodiness. However, water can also stand still, and these people also have a tendency to become taciturn and suffer in silence. Venus is the planet associated with love, and when it is placed in Pisces, the person is usually submerged in romance. Such people have attractive looks and a polite speech. Their words work like magic, melting hearts. Such people tend to be very famous as well as fortunate. They earn a lot of wealth throughout their life. Venus in Pisces people are highly accommodating and flexible too, just like water takes the shape of the vessel it is poured into. And this especially applies to their love life. They have a strong fear of rejection that underlines their subtle behavior in love. They try their level best to keep their partner happy and relationship smooth. This is because their need for love and understanding is strong. They need someone to control their emotions and suppress the occasional outbursts, like water dam does to unbridled water. Third Lord in first house or in Ascendant. When the third Lord is placed in the first house, the person is self-determined. If the planet in good dignity, then the native is energetic, quick, adventurous, courageous, successful through own effort, benefits from acting, music, arts, have athletic qualities, percussive, skilled at sales, marketing, promotion, advertising, writing, may travel short distance traveling, good seminar speaker or instructor, and have good communication skill. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is impatient, does not take care of health, have trouble with siblings and neighbors, have struggle in life, harsh in attitude, gets into trouble through writing and other means of communication, problems with neck, shoulders and hands. 8th Lord in first house or in Ascendant. When 8th Lord sitting in first house, if the planet is strong, then the native is mystery to self. He or she is not able to understand himself/herself. They have long life, inclined towards healing and spirituality, have strong intuitive power, good in researching, investigation, have good knowledge in esoteric science, can get money from inheritance such as will, donations, and gift. A person can achieve high spiritual attainment by this position of the planet. If the planet is not in good dignity, then a person have jealousy, have overpassionate, over-possessive nature, abused or gets abused, may have chronic health problems, fearful, hypersensitive towards pain and sensitive. Venus in second house. The planet Venus or Venus is a benefic presence which brings most of the goodness to the human lives, as it is the giver of comfort and luxuries in life through either of the way. Venus or Venus keeps the path of the native quiet, easier towards growth, besides which it is the giver of charm and fortune. People with Venus in second house are perceived to possess a good affluence, besides which they are believed to possess materialistic wealth upon land, for which they could also get very much involved in materialistic pleasures. These natives would be very much inclined towards making money and will use most of their intellect and endeavor for the same. The natives of this placement of Venus in second house will carry a high taste and vision for all kinds of items, as they will select only few which would possess worthy quality and will be admired by most of around. Besides this, these natives possess an artistic and creative blend which could become another way for earning wealth for them. On the other part, the natives with Venus in second house will have a very melodious voice along with their charming and attractive style over words to impress everyone around. The natives of this placement Venus in second house should not appear wicked to others, as that would bring harms to the native, besides which he or she should not have a Sharmukhi house, that is house with wider front. They should not have any business associated with gold, while the profession linked with earthen stuff, agriculture and animal will be benefic. Placement of Venus in second house could also lead towards infertility, for which the natives should have honey and saunf and should feed cows with potatoes colored in yellow turmeric and should donate 2 kg cow's ghee in temples for reducing the malefic effects. These natives should stay away from adultery. Venus in Aries. Aries is fire, ruled by Mars, which is also a fierce planet. Both Venus and Mars are neutral towards each other. When a watery feminine planet occupies Mars sign, the person becomes assertive in their expression, especially in love life. Such people tend to be cheerful and positive, with a striking zeal for life. They are fun to be around and have a sense of excitement in their aura. In romantic situations, these people tend to be excessively energetic and impatient. They can also be careless in their love life at times. Their manner of loving someone is quite direct and upfront. They cannot sugarcoat their romantic feelings by labeling the relationship as friendship. They can be aggressive too. But they are honest, full of adventure and with an enthusiasm for life. Both Venus and Mars represent passion and sensuality, and amalgamation of their energies leads to excessive sexual feelings and attraction. Venus in Aries also gives a tendency to show interest in others' spouses. They are also irreligious and quite driven towards the materialistic or indeed corporeal aspects of life. They do nonetheless possess an attractive personality. They are artistic beings, with strong inclination towards creative pursuits, beauty and fine arts. Third Lord in the second house. When the third Lord is placed in the second house, the person work hard for finance. If the planet in good dignity, then the native's efforts are oriented towards spiritual growth, determined to get wealth. Younger siblings may succeed in humanitarian and charitable pursuit and have more success in foreign land. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person is have difficulties with younger siblings, frustrated, may have unlawful behavior, inability to take successful and effective action, lack in courage, problems with shoulders, neck, and hands. 8th Lord in the second house. When 8th Lord sitting in second house, if the planet is strong, then the native gets money through unknown, can accumulate money through lottery, insurance settlement, wills, etc. Have interest, mystical knowledge, researching, investigation, handling the affairs for the closer of life, interest in talking about sexual matter. If the planet not in good dignity, then the person may financially distress, not able to keep secret, have secret income, have problem with eating disorder, smoking, alcoholic, have a habit of speaking ill about others, problem in speaking, may have family abuse, mouth and throat problems. Venus in third house. The planet Venus or Venus is perceived to be a provider of immense stability with peace and persistence along with the natural charm and diplomatic blend. Here, the placement of Venus in third house would keep the stability of mind alive for the whole life, besides which the natives would be the true seekers of peace and harmony upon land. The natives of this placement of Venus in third house are not among the hasty and risk-takers, but they also possess immense strength and vigor inside, but people would rarely get to know about their inner potency as they are believed to be pacifiers. Besides this, on the intellectual side, these natives having Venus in third house are born with creative and artistic blend. These natives are true diplomats and are charmingly expressive, which makes them liked and admired by many around. The natives of this placement of Venus in third bhava would get a strong and courageous wife who would emerge as a true support and defender to the native from evil and harmful impacts, but the native should stay loyal to his wife. On the other part, the placement of enemies of Venus in 9th and 11th bhava could bring adverse impacts. The native should stay away from adultery and flirting with other women and should pay respect to his wife from saving himself from negative effects of this placement. Venus in Taurus. Taurus is a sign ruled by Venus itself, and those with Venus placed in Taurus at the time of birth tend to be quite beautiful and attractive, since Venus is the planet of love and beauty. Such people are of an independent nature, they do not like their freedom to be snatched away. There is a strong fondness for nature, pleasures and excitement in life. People with Venus in Taurus are quite elegant and sophisticated, with refined manners. Their taste in dance and music is exceptional and quite rich. They are fond of artistic pursuits. There is a strong desire in these natives to live a luxurious lifestyle, bubbling with riches, stately homes and vehicles. These natives also want to look attractive and spend a lot of time and money on their beauty regime. They also want to be complimented. Their sex drive is quite earthy indeed. They are quite practical when it comes to their needs. They do, however, want stability in their life, so tend to be loyal and constant. Their approach in love is quite direct and simple. They tend to take their relationship seriously and handle love life with caution. Third Lord in the third house. When the third Lord is placed in the third house, the person has successful effort. If the planet in good dignity, then the native gets results with minimum of effort, daring, love of adventure, success in the field of sales, marketing, acting, arts, music, athletics, dance, have good ability in giving seminar, editing, gains through reading and writing, skilled communicator. Younger siblings enjoy success, benefits from short distance traveling, and quick learner. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person excessively enthusiastic, inclined towards giving too much effort for something, interference of younger siblings, recklessness with writing and communication could bring problems. 8th Lord in the third house. When 8th Lord sitting in third house, if the planet is strong, then the native is writer on mystery and mystical subject, involved in marketing and sales of esoteric subject, uncanny or mysterious communication, have supersensory abilities in the art, music, acting, dancing. The native is otherworldly and unconventional in life approach. If the planet not in good dignity, then the person lack in determination, shy, jealous, may have problems with younger siblings, overactive imaginations, lack in communication. The native is not fun-loving and adventurous, troubled with hands and shoulders, may have nervous disorder. Venus in fourth house. The presence of planet Venus in fourth house makes the person true believer of peace, for which the native will keep the peace high at home, besides which he or she would lead life with a balanced composure of mind. The natives of this placement of Venus in fourth house are truly attached to their homes and seek for the happiness at home. They are the born admirers of beauty and born creative personas, for which they wish for the same beautification of their homes and put all possible efforts for the same, besides which they will also feel pride for and admire the decoration of their home. They could also be inclined towards interior decoration. These people having Venus in fourth house are truly humanitarian and are emotionally attached to their land, which emerges as their patriotic love at times. Besides this, There would be very deep relations at home with parents and especially with partner upon whom the native would depend mentally. Besides this, the native could also have 2 marriages. The natives of this placement having Venus in 4th house are believed to possess good affluence, while the appearance of Jupiter in 10th bhava with this placement will bring some adverse impacts. He or she should not pursue any business associated with Mercury, while the profession relating to Mars will bring positive impacts. They should not construct their house above or over the well, as it will bring much problems in having a son. Placement of Jupiter in 1st bhava along with this placement will bring continuous conflicts with mother-in-law. For the betterment in life, the native having Venus in 4th house should remarry her spouse after changing his name in a formal manner. The native should keep the roof of the house well managed and organized for the well-being of the spouse. Offering rice, silver and milk in the running water, as well as dipping the stuff of Jupiter like gram, pulses and kizar in river is also beneficial. One should feed the motherly figures with care for keeping the peace with mother-in-law. Venus in Gemini. At the worst, Gemini can be fantasist, flirtatious, superficial and inconsistent, especially when a feminine sign comes in association. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which shares a friendly relationship with Venus. When the air of Gemini meets the water of Venus, all that remains is a bubbly personality. People with Venus in Gemini are childlike, and at the worst, childish. They want to make the most of this life, and enjoy it in every possible sense. These people are open, direct, friendly, sociable, impatient and restless. They can be fickle and shallow too. They always remain in an excited mood, quite like a child, but they also lack a sense of maturity needed to sustain life without much damage. Their attitude towards romance is also childlike. They are too optimistic in love and approach every new relationship with new hopes and expectations. There is an undying need to speak out what's troubling them in their heart. These natives cannot contain their feelings. They especially need friends and an active social life, so they don't burst their mind thinking of the real and imaginary problems in their married life. Venus in Gemini gives a strong penchant for arts too. In fact, the native can be skillful in writing and poetry as well. 3rd Lord in the 4th house. When the 3rd Lord is placed in the 4th house, the person makes effort for happiness. If the planet in good dignity, then the native's effort lead to happiness, active and happy family life. Mother is determined and progressive, successful action in the fields of housing, real estate, hotel, transportation and vehicles, education, land, agriculture and gardening. If the planet is not in good dignity or weak, then the person thinks actively and alone brings happiness, hard to settle down, and feel discontented, trouble with younger siblings in the family, neighbor, create conflicts in the home, discord with mother and family, impatient about finishing education and too aggressive. 8th Lord in the 4th house. When 8th Lord sitting in 4th house, if the planet is strong, then the native have supersensory emotions and intuitive ability, interest in hidden and esoteric knowledge, involved in sale of home, insurance and security. Estate planner connected to death, or closer of life. The person has good sensual and sexual feelings. If the planet not in good dignity, then the person may lose mother, mistreated, hypersensitive, easily embarrassed or shamed. The native gets blamed by others, have emotional problems, keeps their emotional feelings secretive, may have vehicle accident, troubled with real estate, may face difficulties in early education, may suffer from isolation,